We are recording. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our interview this morning with the lovely Sheree Owen, who is a sales strategist who is amazing at what she does. And we've just been talking actually about the psychology of sales and different personalities. And I'm hoping Sheree will give us a few tips on that at the end of our interview. So welcome, Sheree. It's lovely to have you with us.
Thank you. Today, and I'm really excited to be here. So thank you very much for arranging this.
Very welcome. So let's get started. So first of all, Sheree, can you tell us what your business is?
Well, in a nutshell, I'm really my business is called Sheree Owen Sales Strategist. So I'm a sales strategist and coach, and typically I help entrepreneurs, business owners, coaches and consultants to learn how to sell authentically and to build a business that actually generates income and sales and clients so that they actually have a business to run. So that's it in a nutshell.
And how long have you been in business for?
Well, this business I have actually just before lockdown. I decided at the beginning of the year, probably around about January time, that the business in the form that it was in, it was called the Sales Leader Academy when I launched it. And I created that business around September 2018. And it was originally set up for professionals in sales roles as a training ground and also a sales academy. But I kind of fell into helping entrepreneurs more and coaches. So whilst the business was actually set up 2 years ago, I restructured and sort of branded it in January, February of this year. So I'm now Sheree Owen Sales Strategist rather than the Sales Leader Academy. So it feels a little bit new. It feels a little bit different. So it's quite nice actually. And once I'd made the decision that actually I just need to get rid of that bit of the business, I just need to push it to one side, well, let it go. Then the Sheree Owen Sales Strategist started to take a life of its own on, and it feels more right.
I think sometimes it's just a case of just being able to, and having that confidence to let go and knowing that it's best to let go sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely, Faye. Yeah. And that was exactly it, because you kind of think sometimes, I'll just hold on to it. And this is my fourth business. I set my first business up when I was 25, and that was a catering business called Fergie's Fodder, because my surname before I got married was Ferguson, so it was called Fergie's Fodder.
Oh.
Yeah, and I ran that from my kitchen at home, and it was a great little business actually. And then I ended up going to work, funnily enough, Yellow Pages sales. That was my first sales.
Oh, right, okay.
But yeah, I've had 4 businesses, so I've been in and out of careers, in and out of jobs, and here we are in business number 4.
Fourth time the most luckiest.
Yeah.
And why did you start your business originally, Sheree?
Well, I'd been working for a big PLC. I took that role in 2011, I think. And the work, it was a very corporate environment. And it was a real, I got to the stage where I didn't think I could really do it for much longer. I'd be out of the house at 6:30 in the morning, or sometimes even before, for a really early board meeting, and then I wouldn't be home till 7 o'clock at night. So I knew that there was another business I wanted to start up, and so I left that role in March 2017, and I had a bit of time out, had about a year out to sort of think about what I wanted to do, and so then I decided, that rather than go back into another role, I wanted to set my own business up again.
Good, and I'm so glad you did. Here we are.
Yeah, and I'm glad I did, but it's a hard decision. Again, it's that mindset thing that you were talking about, because obviously when you're in a salaried job and you get all of that, bonuses and things like that, it is quite a lot to give up, isn't it, sometimes? But then, I couldn't see myself carrying on for much longer.
So
Yeah.
what made you make the final push? Was it kind of the hours, not having any
Oh,
time to
actually,
yourself, or?
no, my boss changed,
Oh, okay.
and I really didn't get on with him.
Ah, so did you take that
So
as a
that did
sign?
help, because the boss I'd had previously was amazing, and we got on just brilliantly. Having said that, even at that time, I was thinking about it. I was thinking, oh, I need to move on. I need to do something different. I need to go back to working for me, and that was what gave me the push.
The change of boss kind of gave you that. It was like a sign that was like, right,
Yeah,
it's now
definitely.
or never. Yeah. So what was or is your biggest problem when it comes to moving your business forward?
Well, what I would say is that my biggest problem's always been having to do everything as as a solopreneur, if you call yourself, or a sole sole trader.
Trader, yeah.
Which I am, a sole trader. Having to do everything yourself, and being able to find people that you trust, that you can delegate to. And I trialed out last year some VAs and social media managers, and nothing really clicked and nothing really worked. And my biggest challenge is always being able to have some support. And this year I found my VA.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah. Actually, only in the last, I'm just trying to think, probably in the last 8 weeks have we been working together, but she's just brilliant. And that's making such a difference to me.
Yeah.
And I would say that the biggest challenge in moving my business forward to date has been having someone else there that I can go, can you do this? Can you do that? And they can actually do it.
Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah. It takes a little bit of time, doesn't it? And I think
Definitely.
there's a mindset thing there as well, is being able to then let go of stuff and hand it over, especially when you've been doing it yourself for such a long time.
Yeah, that's right. And I think, knowing that you found, kind of like I was quite clear on what I needed doing. And I thought, well, this I think would be these are the right tasks that would really free up my time. So yeah. So it's I'm really pleased. So now it's just a question of getting someone else on board. So
yeah. And what are you looking for in the other person?
Yeah.
Don't know.
So I do. I've got a web designer, to be fair. So I can't complain about that. Actually. So that's a good question, Faye. What is it that I need next? Yeah, I'd probably say I either take a coach on, or maybe train someone up to something around actually working in my business as a coach or something.
Yeah. Oh, some food for thought for you there.
Yeah, so food for thought there.
And what mindset issues do you know have held you back at any point within your business journey?
Oh, I think the typical mindset, or the main mindset issues really tend to be around, what if this fails? What if it doesn't work? What if kind of thing.
Yeah.
What if scenario. Rather than thinking, oh, what if this does work? How amazing. It's like, well, what if this doesn't work? I had a recruitment business in 2009 that I launched and co-founded with a partner, and it was a really successful business. Financially, it was successful, but it ended up not being sustainable because of the client base that we had. Long story short, it was big corporates, and they ended up putting their own internal recruitment processes into place, and setting up internal departments. So the need for our services kind of just dissipated.
Yeah.
And we weren't quick enough off the mark to have found another stream for the business. So it became a training business. Actually, it became a training and development business, which was okay, but it wasn't at the same level.
Yeah.
And I think so I think that goes back to the question of, well, the main mindset thing is, what if it doesn't work?
And have you found any ways to overcome that along your journey?
Oh yeah. I think the what if it doesn't work a lot is quite I think it's quite important to recognise, isn't it? What you have actually achieved, and actually look at what's happened as achievements, rather than kind of thinking, oh, that didn't work or that failed.
Yeah.
So the ways that that I've found to overcome those mindset blocks are like everyone else. You've just got to go out and reach out and get some help.
Yeah.
If you know somebody that can help you, or tap into a resource that you've got. And also, I read a lot. I'm an avid reader, so I've always got a tip book on hand, and coach myself, really.
Yeah.
I have got a coach, but I can also I'm sure you obviously do the same thing. I can do a bit of self-coaching.
Yeah. I do.
That's
I mean, we all have to have a stern word with ourselves every now and then. I mean,
well, exactly, you do.
yeah,
Don't you?
I do mindset and confidence, but I still need
Yeah.
somebody there for me.
I think so, yeah. And the other thing is, I write everything down. I'm a big, I've got my notebook here. I'm a big sort of, I work in quadrants. I work in blocks and things like that. And I write everything down. And sometimes writing things down can make you see things differently.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's any one. I think the biggest mindset issue is that, what if it doesn't work? What if I'm doing all this work and it isn't going to work? And then sometimes that can stop you putting in the work.
Yeah, it can. Yeah, I mean, it can lead to procrastination, can't it?
Well, exactly. Because you might think, well, hang on a minute, it's not going to work. So if it's not going to work, why am I bothering? Why am I bothering to do this? And then you think, well, I won't then.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's about being able to catch those what ifs, isn't it? And then actually,
the what if scenario,
and reframe them into that kind of, well, hang on a minute, what if this does work? So it's more of a moving away to motivation rather than coming away from procrastination.
Yeah, and I think yes, and the other thing is, I think sort of you mentioned before that I do a lot around personality profiling. So I will often go back and look at a profile and think, right, what is it that's causing me to, and sometimes that can actually enlighten you, and you think, actually, I am actually really good at this, but I've kind of forgotten that, which is where my new programs come from.
Yeah, and I think that comes from that celebrating wins as well. And I think it's really, really important for us to be aware of our strengths, of what our strengths are, sort of past and present, but not keep it in our mind. Because if we keep it in our mind, like you say, you just forget with the day to day. But if you have it written down somewhere, or you have it somewhere where you can see it quite easily, it's a good motivator.
Definitely, yeah. And that's how I ended up putting the program together, called Strength and Stretch.
I like it. Yeah,
Strength and Stretch. Well, that's basically what it is, based around your personality profile.
Yeah,
it's based around a profiling tool called Clarity 4D, which is similar to extended disc and all the disc profiling colours.
Oh yeah, I've done the disc. The disc one.
That's what made me put it together, and it's been really empowering for the people that did the trial. So I'm pleased because I started thinking a while back, and started reviewing some of my old profiles. So.
Well, I look forward to seeing more about that, as I'm sure you will be across your social media.
It's just started today, actually. Literally just started my campaign for that today.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's so I do 21-day campaigns rather than launches. So
yes, can we touch on that sort of at the end, because I'd like you to
sort
of talk through that
a
little bit, because obviously I know your approach is very different to some others, and actually for me, having worked in sort of media in my corporate world, I can really relate to the way that you teach those sort of that sales and strategy.
Yeah.
So what do you want your business to look like in a year's time, Sheree?
Ooh, that's a good question. I liked that one when I read it. I thought, that made me think, what do I want it? Wow, it's a really, in a year's time, we'll be in July 2021. Who knows what things are going to be like?
Well, exactly.
It's going to be interesting, isn't it? It's going to be
Yeah.
brilliant. Well, I think what I'd like my business to be like in a year, I've also launched a membership, and that's really important to me because it's a long-term project. And it's a different membership because it'll only ever have 100 members. So it's never going to be one of these big memberships with loads of people in it.
Okay. Yeah.
You don't know anybody. And that's kind of where I think the coach, I said earlier, I might want to take on a coach. That's where that fits in.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
Maybe one or two coaches. So I
Yeah.
think in a year, I'd like to have a small team. Where I'd like to be in a year is more than me saying, oh, I'll be doing this and I'll be doing that, is to have a small team
Yeah.
in my business. Obviously VA, tech support, and maybe a couple of coaches. Couple of
Sounds exciting. Very exciting times ahead.
well, it could be, couldn't it? If I
Yeah.
flesh this one out a bit more, what do I want? Because I haven't actually done that, and that's probably something I need to do. So that question was a really good prompt. But I think the main thing would be to say I want a small team.
Okay, excellent.
To support me. So I think there's that element of support and to enable the growth to happen through the having more people.
And what steps do you know you need to take to move towards that in a year's time?
Say that again, Faye.
What steps do you know you need to take to?
What steps do I know I need to take? I just need to create a plan. I'm a big planner. So I plan, I'm a strategy planner.
Yes.
That's one of my big strengths. So yeah, I do it for clients, bigger clients, not so much I do it for obviously any client, but
yeah,
I have one client in particular. I plan all the strategy out for launching all the products, taking the business to the next level, bringing people in, and that kind of thing. So that's
just a case of doing it for yourself.
So yeah, so I just need to do it for me.
Yeah, it's that classic though, isn't it? It's that, doing what you know you need to do, what you teach other people to do. We all do it, don't we?
I will be writing that down, actually, what I've just said to you when we finished. Yeah.
And what advice do you have for other members of this group?
Oh, that's a good question, isn't it? In what respect do you mean?
In terms of business journeys, if they're starting out, what's kind of been your biggest learning? Maybe something you wish you knew at the beginning of your journey, or something you've learned along the way? Yeah.
I think the biggest thing starting out is to have some kind of business. I don't mean a business plan like write a business plan for a bank. That's not what I mean. But to create some kind of plan around, even if it's just a small. It doesn't matter how you do it, but what's the vision? Why have you set this business up? Why are you doing it? What's the vision behind? Where do you see yourself going? Have you set it up because it's something you really want to do? Or have you set it up because you feel you haven't had a choice but to go this way? So it's important to do that.
Yeah.
But I think when we set up business number 3, we had a really good business mentor, actually, and that made a big difference. At one point, we were pitching for funding, so we had to have a business plan, a proper business plan.
Yeah.
So for any business, if you're starting out, you really should create a plan so that you can look at the areas of your business. So just keep it simple, programs or service delivery, how I'm going to deliver, what the business mission is, what's the marketing and sales strategy, who am I going to sell to, who's my ideal client, all of that, social media, it's really probably about 8 or 9 things.
Yeah.
And what funds do you have to support yourself as well? That's important. How are you going to support yourself when you're getting the business off the ground?
I think that is something that quite a lot of people do miss, because we get caught up in the excitement of it all, as we would do. But I think sometimes we don't. Then we look at the big vision of how we all sort of want it. So we sort of go from here, and we want to sort of accelerate from 0 to 100 miles an hour. But we've sort of forgotten these bits. We're not sure really on how we're going to fill these bits in. And I think if you've not filled these bits in between, particularly those bottom bits, what are classed as kind of like the fundamentals, then it can seem like quite an uphill struggle.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think it is. I think it's really, really, I'm quite like you. I think you're quite practical,
Yeah,
with that mindset that we've been talking about before you turned on the recording about your corporate
yes,
backgrounds and everything. So
yeah,
I'm practical as well. And whilst I believe that our energies change, I believe that not from a place of, tap into vibrational energy. Nothing wrong with it, but that's not where I come from.
yeah,
But I come from it from a different angle. I come from that same energy, because that's passion to me.
mm,
That's, for you in your business, if you are going to sell something to another person that um, may not need at the moment or want your services, you have to have passion for what you're going to be delivering, and you've got to
yeah,
have passion and real depth of feeling for what you're delivering.
yeah. Because I mean, because it comes across. It
Yeah,
definitely
so
comes
that's the
across.
energy. That's
Yeah,
the
of
energy
course. Yeah,
across.
yeah. And
It's,
that's
it's
the energy they take from you
yeah.
as well, isn't it?
Mm.
Okay, so can you tell us a little bit more about your 21-day sort of strategy, and you can encapsulate that for us the best you
About
can. When you
about
do
what?
your 21-day
Oh, yeah. Sorry,
campaign,
21 day.
yeah,
Yeah. So the
just how
21
you do
day.
things a bit differently to how some of the other people may do
Yeah.
it.
Well, it's called my 21 day. It's called a 21-day marketing system, and what it means is it's really a marketing campaign. What we hear a lot about online is doing launches and launching this and launching that, and having a launch plan, and they are exhausting if you look at them. People that teach launch plans and how to launch, it's exhausting, the level of activity and energy you have to put into a launch. So my 21-day system is simply a map out of, you must have, to start off your 21-day marketing system, a freebie and an offer that you want to promote.
Yeah,
And for 21 days, you concentrate on one freebie and one offer. The freebie should lead to your paid product. So let's say we decide to market my 5 top tips to overcome your fear of selling. By tapping into your strengths. That then might lead into the actual paid program. That might be my Strengths and Stretch Reignite program, for example. It's not, because I've done something different. But the idea is to have one freebie and one offer that you really want to promote. But you're going to be talking about them for 21 days, and only that, nothing else.
right.
So when you go to, for example, your online content posts, your Facebook lives, if you go into a group and do a live, if you go to online networking, when you're communicating with your clients, you are promoting those two, your one freebie and your one paid offer. With paid offers, I always suggest that even though you have your focus offer, you have tiers to your offer, so you can move someone up or down. So, for example, promoting my offer that I've just started my 21-day campaign for, it's linked to my membership, my paying membership.
Right, okay, yeah.
So what will happen is people will get 2 months trial in my membership within that offer.
Right, okay, yeah. So this is like a sliding scale within
It's
the offer?
having something, it's thinking about the longer term of your client relationship. So it's thinking about, if you have an offer, and let's say we're going to sell a 6-week course. At the end of that 6-week course, what's going to happen? We also want to make sure that we've got something that I call a tiered offer. So if, for example, someone comes back to me and says, you know what, I'd really love the sound of that course. It sounds ideal for me, but I just don't have the funds at the moment. You can say, well, actually, I don't know if you saw that I'm also got this membership where you might want to come into that.
Right, okay, yeah.
But you're not going to promote the membership, you're going to promote the offer, and then potentially pull people down into the membership. And so the 21-day marketing system that I operate is really very simple. You have a calendar, a workbook with 3 weeks. So week 2, week 3, that's 21 days. 1 week of every month, you plan out what you're going to be offering and what you're going to be, promoting for that month. And then you kick off your 21-day marketing campaign again. So
And what do you advise people because I know there's a lot of people have this same thought. I've done it myself. Is the whole, if you're putting it out too many times, which we know what social media is like, is probably only 1% of people see it, but there's still that kind of mindset thing, isn't there, around,
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't keep putting it out 3 times a day, what are people going to think?
Yeah, so basically with the mapper, the 21-day mapper, what the idea is that you're not going to be totally promoting it everywhere. So on social media, you're probably going to one day promote your free product. Your free, well, it's not a free product, it's your free lead gen. Yeah. I'll be promoting your free lead gen. The next day you might do a post relating to the lead gen, but which is not selling anything or telling people to do anything other than sharing some value content. So you mix up the content so that you're not constantly selling. And every third day you put out a post in some shape or form, whether it's a post or an email. It doesn't have to be a post, or it can be a message on Messenger, or it could be a LinkedIn message, or it could be a phone call. Yeah. So you mix up you mix up the marketing mix into it.
Right.
So that you're basically telling a story about your lead generation tool, why people should get to know you, and then your offer. So it works with the Marketing 21 system, works with the model which I use to help people understand how to sell, which is AIDA, attention, interest, desire, and action.
Oh, right. Okay.
So it works with that.
Right.
So
okay.
what it means is the attention stage about the offer is to promote. So I've just started my 21-day marketing campaign now for my new program. So the first post that went out says, "Here is my new program. If you want to read more about it, click on the click on the link here." So that went out today. Whereas tomorrow, I'll probably just put a little put something like a nice little Canva thing out tomorrow.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I get. Yeah. So it's kind of telling the story, but sort of selling throughout the story, but in what is like a subliminal kind of.
Yeah, it's a bit of it's what I call subliminal selling. What you've got to remember is that, let's say we put a post on Facebook or LinkedIn tomorrow, some people won't see that until 4 or 5 days time, will they? So it does. So what we want to be doing is we want to be keeping in touch with people in our network. So we've got people in our network that are, so when you're doing Marketing 21 with a lead magnet, you're generally marketing that to people that don't yet know you. You can be marketing it to people that know you, but what we really want to get when we're doing Marketing 21 and we've got our lead magnet, we want to get new people into our sales funnel. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We want the attention part of AIDA, which is the A part, the audience attention.
Yeah.
We're doing that with the lead magnet to say, look, here, listen, this is what I've got. This is for you if you're XYZ. Click here and download the link and I'll send you my free report. So then they come into our sales funnel and our sales system and they start to get to know us a bit. So that's the purpose of the lead magnet. The purpose of the offer is for people that are slightly warmer in your audience. So you're working on 2 levels of your audience at the same time.
At the same time. Oh, I get. Yes. Okay. No, I get that. That makes
It's
makes perfect sense.
I mean, explaining it because it's a little bit. It's very simple, but it sounds complicated when I'm explaining it like this. But it's not. It's 2 very simple systems.
And do you have any tips? Do you have any tips for, say, a good lead generator?
Well, I think it's interestingly enough, what I've been saying to some of my clients and in my people that I've been working with is offering free trials at the moment. I think work quite well. There's lots of quizzes out there at the minute, lots of people doing quizzes.
I've noticed quite an uptake on quizzes, actually.
Yeah, there's lots of quizzes. Quizzes can work well, I think, as a lead, definitely as a lead magnet.
Yeah.
But it can take people quite a long time to do that, and then they've got to get somebody's techie to set it up, and that's complicated for a lot of people, and they don't have the money or the time. So a simple lead magnet is always a nice 5 top tips to how to, whatever your niche is, grow your audience, how to let go of all your emotional pain and that kind of thing. If you're a therapist specialising in emotional trauma or something like that. I've got one of the ladies in my membership. She's launching new accountancy services, And I said, what, obviously you need to tap that into lockdown. What's happening now? Your business is coming, we're going through lockdown. You need my 10 top tips to manage your cash flow or that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But a good lead magnet is going to lead someone to a paid product. That's the most important thing.
Yeah. And I think getting that lead gen right and getting that sweet spot on that can make a big difference, can't it?
I think it can, but again, with the lead magnet, you've got to promote it. But once you start getting into a bit of flow, so the offer's got to be right. So a lot of the time it's testing the lead magnet, testing the offer. Do they link together? Are they linking together right? Sometimes people put a lead magnet out there and the offer has nothing to do with the lead magnet. That's okay, it doesn't matter. But to systemize it better, it's better if they do link together. You can still say, well, I've come and do my quiz and find out, what your what's stopping you getting to the next stage in your business. But lots, quizzes are good, aren't they, for generating emails and building email lists? Definitely.
Yes, yeah. So it depends really, I suppose, on what it is and how you're trying to build the audience.
Yeah. But I think a good lead magnet, people have got to feel confident what they're offering. I've got a couple of therapists that are working with me, and they're doing free meditation sessions, that kind of thing, because that's what lights them up. That's what they want to do. That's what they want to give. So, like, set up a little group, have 4 people come in or 6 people come in and do a session.
I think you're quite right. I mean, and at the minute, obviously, with everything that sort of has been happening, I think offering something of real sort of value, like free sessions and things, is really valuable to people at the minute. And I think it means a lot to them to be able to do that.
Yeah. Setting something techie up as a lead magnet is very hard for people. It gets very overwhelming.
That sounds like a big overwhelm for me, but then my audience will know that tech's not my best friend.
I think the simpler the better. I mean, it doesn't have to be, most people can use Canva. It doesn't have to be in Canva. You could do a PDF document. But equally, you can do like a Zoom little free cohort introduction to whatever the service is you're offering, in return for, or we'll never give it free without return for something, in return for testimonials that you can then use. So you can use the trial I did round about, I think I kicked it off the last week, middle of June. Basically, I gave people that were part of the trial their free personality profile and a masterclass in return for their feedback, and the feedback's been amazing. And obviously I've got testimonials I could use on my sales page.
And they are invaluable. Testimonials are invaluable, aren't they? Yeah.
So I think if you're just starting up as well, that's a really good way to get some testimonials. Feeling confident. But the reason I think having a freebie leading to a paid offer is to make sure that people take you as the business owner, take that step of saying, okay, this is my paid service. Don't just, otherwise some people start.
Well, you just lose. Otherwise you lose your audience then as well, don't you? And the whole point of getting somebody then through is you want to keep them warm, don't you?
Yeah, you want to keep them warm. And I know some people say, oh, well, I just like doing it, so I don't mind giving it away, but they're not making any money.
No, well, then you haven't got a business.
You haven't got a business.
No.
And that's the hard thing. So it's got to be something that you really love doing.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have, when on the Marketing 21 system, the 3rd week of the month, you have to push yourself. Because the 1st week of the month, in theory, when you're doing Marketing 21, you're excited because you've got your freebie and you've got your offer. You think, great, okay, right. For the next 21 days, this is all I have to concentrate on, just these 2 offers. I don't have to come up with anything else right now. And if someone reaches out to me and that's not right for them, I can still talk to them about other services. I don't have to say, well, that's the only thing I've got. But that's the hook. That's the carrot to say to get people to contact you. So then that's week 1's okay. Week 1's good because you're on that. Week 2's a little bit more. Start to slow down a bit. And then week 3, you've got to really push yourself just to keep going.
Yeah.
When you have to push yourself to keep going, it's a bit like making the 10th and final sales call. where you say, right, I'm giving this person one more follow-up. I've called them or followed them up 9 times already. This is it, the last one. That one will normally get you the sale.
Yeah.
Because your energy shifts. We don't want it because you think, that's it, I've had enough with this person.
And it's that kind of thing where you you let go of the attachment of it.
Yeah, you let go of it.
And that's when the magic can happen.
This person had to, this is somebody, you wouldn't follow somebody up 10 times if you'd never heard from them at all. But they've come back to you at some point and they've gone, yeah, that sounds really interesting. Give me a call tomorrow or something like that. You can't get back hold of them, so you keep following them up. And it's at that point where you go, that's it, last call or last email or whatever, and they'll sign up or they'll buy. So that's about the persistency of a marketing campaign. It's a campaign, which is what you've worked for big corporates.
That's what we did. We'd have a 4-week campaign, 8-week campaign, 3-month campaign, and it would be a day-to-day repetition of a campaign.
Yeah, it's less pressure. What takes the effort.
And depending on the campaign was depending on what weight that campaign was, depending on what it was that was being sold.
Yeah. Well, I think the launching's great. You can still say you're launching something, but you do it like a campaign rather than a launch.
Yeah. Well, I think it's always great to have those options. So I'm really pleased you've been able to talk about that, Sin. I think it will give people quite a lot to think about as to whether a kind of 21-day campaign would actually suit them better, or whether a launch would suit them better. But I think it's always worth giving people both sides of the coin so they can decide for themselves and maybe give both a try and see what fits. So thank you very much for joining us today, Sheree. I could talk about of personal, personality profile and things like that for hours and hours, because I find it fascinating. But I will let you get on with your day, and I will let you get on with your day, guys, as well. And we will see you all again soon. And my next interview, from what I believe, will be next Tuesday. So I will definitely see you then. Take care, guys. Bye.
Bye.